The wisdom that peruses every activity of God. The wisdom that gives
Now, get set for the good word of God with Pastor Obed.
Pastor Obed, always a blessing.
So we see the House of Lords, the chief ruler. Then we see the House of Commons, where legislature of money and taxes are passed. But what is Britain? And what has Britain got to do with it? Remember, oh daughter of Zidon, you cross over to Shittim in order to plague Eber and Assyria. We read that already. Put that in your mind. We read that already. Oh, you daughter of Zidon, you cross over to Cyprus. You cross over to Shittim. And over there you plague Eber and you plague Assyria. Oh, the ships that come from Tarshish. The ships that come from the far west of Europe. And he said, thou shalt no more be oppressed. So what actually happened? Hear this. There was a prophecy in Ezekiel chapter 38, the verse 13, concerning the merchants of Tarshish and the young lions thereof.
Sheba and Dedan and the merchants of Tarshish.
Now, who are the merchants of Tarshish? The West. Who are the rulers of the West? The United Kingdom. How did they begin to rule? They began to rule because they got the stone of Jacob that controls the events of the heavenlies. This is the reason why I'm not hyping anybody, but there's a prophet that is seeing deeply into the affairs of the United Kingdom from Ghana. And he speaks precisely. And he will speak concerning the destiny of the United Kingdom. I'm not mentioning anybody's name. So seasoned the man of God. It tells you where he's operating from in the realm of the spirit. And it is exact and on point. He will speak and speak of what will happen even in the House of Commons. What will happen with the Queen? What will happen with the King? What is going to happen afterwards? What a man. What a seer. He said,
with all the young lions thereof.
Who are the young lions thereof? Hold on. The merchants of Tarshish has to do with Western Europe and their ruler, which is Britain. So who are the young lions of Britain? Who are the young lions of Britain? The young lions of Britain simply is in fulfillment of a prophecy that was given by Moses concerning Ephraim and the nations. We'll read it soon. The young lions of Tarshish actually is made up of Commonwealth of Britain, Australia, Canada, America, the young lions of Britain. Now the question is this. If Ephraim was made the senior most, then who is the young lion? Because the older lion is Britain. So who must be the younger lion? Manasseh. Is it any reason why? When they came to the west coast of Africa, they looked at the Ghanaians. They looked at Sierra Leone. They looked at Nigerians. They watched all of us. And now they begin to name certain places in Accra. And when you think about it, you go like, how did they know? Because Accra is a place in Jerusalem. It's the sacred room of the temple, Accra. It's a height of the Jebusites, Accra. We've done all of this already. You can go and listen to me on Hebrew roots. But hear what he says. The merchants of Tarshish, with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? These come to only do this. So they came and they took the young lions of Africa because they saw Manasseh in them and established a country called America. America was never a country. It was discovered a place. And now they transported people to that place to build a colony for themselves. Western Europe and its colonies. And you know that the symbol of Great Britain is a lion. And when you type in what is the symbol of England, what you will get is a lion. So who are the young lions of the merchants of Tarshish? I've given you already. Is there any reason why when you read other scriptures in Ezekiel 28 verse 13, instead of saying young lions, he says, and their villages? So Ghana is a village of Great Britain. Nigeria is a village of Great Britain. South Africa is a village. America is the village of Great Britain. This is the reason why the moment it comes to Israel, America and Britain will agree. They will never fight. Because America is Britain's small boy, his junior brother. So when we say Tarshish, we mean all the coast of Spain, Holland, Britain, Ireland, and all those places, with Britain being the chief ruler. The young lions are the lions that came out of the great lion. The young lions include the United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, and the Commonwealth of Britain, covering all of East and West Africa. Already, Daniel the prophet had prophesied of what was to happen to Great Britain and how all this west coast of Africa, East Africa and Southern Africa were going to play a role. What was the prophecy? In Daniel chapter 2, he spoke of the image of the head of gold, the arm of silver, the torso of brass, and the legs of iron and clay. Don't forget iron and clay. In Daniel chapter 7, instead of using metals, he now uses animals. And the first animal he used was a lion. The second animal he used was a bear. The third animal he used was a leopard. Then in Daniel 7, in describing the fourth animal, he said it was a terrible animal. But how will we know that animal? So now quickly, the head of gold was Babylon. So the lion is Babylon. Daniel 7, Daniel 2, put them together. Please don't be lost. You can listen to the message later. Just listen to me. So there is Daniel 7, there is Daniel 2. Daniel 7, we see the lion, we see the bear, we see the leopard, and we see a terrible creature. Then in Daniel chapter 2, we see the head of gold, we see silver, then we see brass, and then we see iron and clay as one mineral. Now watch this. So the head of gold answers to the lion, which answers to Babylon. The head of gold answers to the lion, which answers to the gold metal, which answers to Babylon. The arm of silver equates to the bear, which answers to the bear turned on one side in Daniel chapter 7, being Medo-Persia. Then now, we come down to the torso of brass, which answers to the leopard, which answers to Greece. Then now we come down to the feet of iron and clay, which answers to a terrible animal. But what is that terrible animal? Which answers to Rome. But what is that terrible animal that would answer to Rome? It takes the book of Hosea, chapter 13, the verse 4 to 9. Pastor Reginald, please read for me. Hosea 13, the verse 4 to the verse 9. Now watch this. Please be quick.
Yet I am the Lord thy God.
I'm the Lord thy God.
From the land of Egypt.
I brought you from the land of Egypt.
And thou shalt know.
You will know no God.
No God but me.
For there is.
For there is no Savior beside me. I did know thee in the wilderness. In the land of great drought. According to their pasture. So were they filled.
Read on.
They were filled, and their heart was exalted.
And
therefore have they forgotten me.
That is Manasseh, because Manasseh is the one that forgets. Carry on.
Therefore I will be unto them as a lion.
So now he started, he said, therefore the nation of Israel, I brought them out of Egypt and I scattered them. But in my scattering them, I will be unto them as a lion. So Babylon was the act of God in allowing the devil, the antichristic system, to be established. And God is saying that I will be unto them as a lion. Number one, that is Babel. Come on. Number two.
As a leopard by the way
then
will I observe them.
Of the second animal, he said, it shall be like a leopard by the way. Then go to the next.
I will meet them as a bear.
So now, even though this is not in arrangement, we see the lion, we see the leopard, and we see the bear. Yes. Then now he goes further, and watch what he says. Carry on.
I'll meet them as a bird that is bereaved of her whelps, and I will rend the core of their heart, and there will I devour them.
And it is after this that I will devour them
like a lion.
Like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. People, it was a lion that started. It became a bear. It became a leopard. And it became a terrible animal. It is in Hosea that we see that last terrible animal. So it was a lion. And it ended up as a lion. And this lion has younger lions who are her villages. Somebody says, but that young lion is Rome. Please, it is Rome when it is seen as terrible. And out of Rome, out of Europe, arose its chief ruler, who is Ephraim, being British, the covenant man. How did they take power? They took the stone of Scone, sat on it, and controlled the entire universe. All through the ladder that controls the stars and the angelic. This is the man and the woman we are talking about. Oh, Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is your help. People of God, remember that the ambition was to destroy Assyria and to destroy Eber. Oh, read it. He said, oh, go across and get to Shittim and attack Assyria and attack Eber. But in you, Eber, if only you will lift up your eyes and look at me, then you will find that I am your help. Now, the more we look into this matter, the more we understand that England is the bull land. How do we know? Very simple. Please write this down. 1 Chronicles 5 verse 2. I'm looking at Britain and England and their prophetic heritage. 1 Chronicles 5 verse 2. Genesis 48, 16 and 19. Genesis 35 verse 11. Deuteronomy 33 verse 17. And this shows us the firstborn. 1 Chronicles 5 verse 2, where Manasseh became the second instead of the first. Genesis 48 verse 16. Genesis 48 verse 19. Genesis 35 verse 11. Deuteronomy 33 verse 17. Then Ephraim as a bull is seen in 1 Kings 11, 26 and 28, 1 Kings 12, 26 and 28, 2 Kings 10, verse 29, and Jeremiah 31, verse 18. I take it again. 1 Kings 11, 26, 28. 1 Kings 12, 26 to 28. 2 Kings 10, verse 29. Jeremiah 31, the verse 18. In this, we find that the eagle, which means a bull in Hebrew, is the same from which we have the word England. Eagle. England. England is the same thing. The bull's land. Now, question is, who is the bull? The bull is Ephraim. Who is Great Britain? England. What is England? England, which means the bull's land. England are a people, hear me, who are Ephraimites. Can I say this? When I'm called to explain, I will. The queen and the royalty are not the Ephraimites. No, hear this. The commoners of England are Ephraimites, but the king and the queen are not of them. Can I say this again? That is how the house has been programmed as a house of lords and the house of commoners. The house of lords, they hail from Judah. How did they hail from Judah? They didn't hail from Judah by way of birth. They hailed from Judah by taking the stone of Jacob and placing the stamp seal of the lion on it. The commoners being the bull. So when you look at the United Kingdom, there is the House of Lords and there is the House of Commons. The House of Lords is made up of the rulers. The House of Commons is made up of the common people of the land. They gave them a right to vote. But concerning the kingdom, they didn't allow for voting. Then watch this. When they now sent Manasseh out, they gave Manasseh an ideology to politicize democracy. And who is Manasseh? Manasseh is made up of all the younger lions. This time we are not talking about blood. We are talking about somebody who takes power, even though it doesn't belong to him, establishes it by an altar, even though it doesn't belong to her, and now gives you a mindset that as you are going, please, I'm bringing my message to an end, and I'm about saying something that is seriously critical, and it is not the solution for the time. And what they did was that, now, remember that Jeroboam said, if I allow these people to go to Judah, Judah will influence them and they will rebel against me. So Judah knows that Ephraim has a mindset. So the mindset of Ephraim is that we are the house of lords. For us, it's by inheritance. For us, it's by birth. For us, it's by the appointment of the king. But then let's make these people feel they belong. And let us give them a reason. But let us not make them controllers of decisions or policy. Let us only make them become people that suggest to us. And in their suggestion, they will think they made the law. But when they suggest, we will sit down and decide on what we want to do and give it to the queen. Because we and the queen, we come in by inheritance. And the queen will appoint and place his sanction on it. However, in order to let these people feel that whatever we are doing, they are a part, let us give them control of money and taxes. You are not getting what I'm saying. The House of Lords, the House of Commons. The House of Commons are only controlling money and taxes. This is why, in the whole of the universe, the place that taxes are most exorbitant is the United Kingdom. Don't joke with them. Their taxation system is so exact that they make the people feel that taxes is for their own good. But the taxes is not for your good. It is to rid you of your inheritance so that you don't own anything in the land, because we are the lords. Commoners don't own. We are the lords. Everything here belongs to us. So now, they now came up with a flag, with a cross hand. Whenever you see a people, divide them, influence them, change the systems so that you can rule. Let Ephraim feel he's the firstborn. And I'll tell Ephraim that as he's going, he should have a Manasseh that will become a world leader like America. And let America become a dreamland. But tell America that they should not come up with a monarchical system, but they should come up with a democratic system. I'm going somewhere. They should think to themselves that democracy is the way to go. That they should be appointed into office by voting. But in this voting system, the voting system will have its limits in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, we will only vote parliamentarians. But when it comes to the House of Lords, it will be by the Queen and by the throne and by the stone or spoon. Now, since America is our young lion, we should let everybody feel that Manasseh is the most beautiful. But the reality is this. Manasseh means to forget. So we should create a certain sense over them so that the Americans will forget their roots. How will we make them forget their roots? We should go to the colonies and the villages of Africa and get men, mighty men. We should go into Africa, East and West Africa. Get the people from there. Come and mix them with the Red Indians. Then they will forget their roots. They will be so confused. Are we Indians? Are we Americans? Are we Africans? So that the typical American you see, there is Nigeria in him. There is Ghana in him. The typical America you see, there is Congo in him. And there is India in him. So if in you alone, there is all of this in you, who can you fight? Can you fight somebody? Can you fight Nigeria? Can you fight Ghana? Who else will you? Everything is inside of you. Then let us tell them, by brainwashing them, that to have a monarchical system of kingship is wrong. They should vote. Aren't we voting here? Don't we have the House of Commons? So we are actually practicalizing what we are saying. But we should tell them that they should destroy all their kings and think that all their thrones are idolatrous. They should think that for you to be a king means you are idolatrous. Let us paint a religion and let us give them Christianity that does not receive the kings and rejects the kings. And let us champion democracy through religion so that the Christians will love to vote than to be associated with their own heritage and serve their kings. So whenever they came into a land, they fought the kings and brought their own representatives so that the royals are now made commoners. The Asante said, we will not take this. We cannot sit down. We are royals by blood. We are also Judah. I want to tell you something. There is a reason why Otunfo decided, if she is of Judah, I'm also of Judah. If she falls, she must not make it look as if I am her slave. I am also royal. I'm not going to be submitted. I won't do it. Because originally, the people that frustrated this House of Commons agenda of the British European kingdom was the Asantes. They said to themselves, no, we will not take this. We must be a people. We must be a kingdom. Till date, there is a place in Ghana where one king says, all the land is mine, and government cannot say anything. Pathetically, the Ghans who gave their lands out, the Ghans who gave their lands out for government to build have nothing they can boast of from government. All the lands, Osu, from everywhere, Independence Square, government is ruling. And the natives of the land are on the other side of Osu. It looks as if when you go to Accra, listen to me, and you move from Choco, and you come to Colonial, and you come to Arena, and now you come from Arena, you come to a place which is called Ridge. What is Ridge? A ridge is that place that is not given to the commoners. It is a place that is given to aristocrats. It's a place that is given to men who have a certain rank in society. So when you move from the place where I used to live, Sukula, Chemwena, You move from that place. You are coming closer and closer. People of God, when you go to Accra, it's as if you are waking up from a dream. What am I saying? Go through Abosokai, enter Sodom and Gomorrah, come through the graphic road. It looks as if you are entering a different world. People, but they are joined together. So you will see industrial area, graphic road. Drive on it. Look back. Hey, into Abosokai. Look back. Hey, Zongo Junction. Hey, Russia. Hey, Shukura. Hey, Zamamala. Hey, Choko. Hey, Mamprobi. Those places, they are for the commonness. So what did they do? You now migrate. You enter. It's like a door. Go through Adabraka. Later I will tell you why it's called Adabraka. The moment you step into Adabraka and you step into Ridge, Accra changes. You now begin to see Accra is beautiful. Where are you going? You are beginning to enter cantonments. Accra is beautiful. Are you getting what I'm saying? You are now beginning to move. You have now come to 37. Wow. The tall buildings are now coming up. The other place is the place of the commoners. Now we are going to a place. It's called East Legon. We are going to the bourgeoisie. We are going to the place where rank matters. The painful thing, I'm about to show you something, you will cry. Listen, when I think about this, my eyes flies with tears. I begin to wonder what happened to us. Listen, you move from this place. Hey, cantonments. Hey, then people, you come all the way to airports. Hey, it feels like you've gone to Europe. It feels like you are in a different world. Friend, don't go straight. When you get to 37, try going this way. You also go and see commonness in Nungwa, in Labadi, Teshi. Hey! Tribleu. Hey! What happened to us? They use democracy to destroy our heritage. They make us feel power for the people is the way to go. If power for the people is the way to go, why is it that the United Kingdom still have never said, let's vote for the Queen? They have destroyed our chieftaincy. They gave us a mindset. Today, if you have opportunity to sit on a stool, you say, me kwa sorry to me. Adentra. Ya toma o se. Onye de ogunsa. Onye de ofra boso. Onye de wanye.
Today, people have opportunity to be as chiefs, but they do not accept it because we have been created with a certain mindset that if you are a chief, you are into idolatry.
Friend, go straight through Arena and go through Bukom. The moment you are moving from Jamestown and you get to Bukom, and now you move around Makola and you come to a place called High Street, it's as if Accra just changed. Accra has changed again. Then you walk through nice buildings, Parliament House. You see all of those places. Hey, nice place, Art Center. You see all of them. Pass beyond Art Center. Go beyond Independence. People of God. People of God. You will go and see Labadi. Am I talking to you? You go and see Osudoku. You will go and see. Then they did another thing. Then they told us to stay in Nungwa is not good. To stay in Osu, the house of the commoners, is not good. So what the way Accra has been planned. Then the moment you go beyond Nungwa, you come to another place called Tema. Well arranged, bourgeoisie. Those are not actual places. But what is? They are like by appointments. So if you ask someone, where do you live? I live in Tema. Where do you live? I live in Tema. I live in Gulf City. I live in... Why? Why? Divide to rule. Divide to rule. Democracy, people of God, is not the future of the hope for Africa. British Commonwealth has been able to wash our minds, and the entire continent has received. Oh God, keep Libya and hold them well. They were able to cause factions in Libya and destroy them. What's the name of their head? Gaddafi. They painted Gaddafi as an evil man. Yet what they were doing was the same thing Gaddafi was doing. What have they succeeded? Today in Africa, they have been able to squash the entire kingdom system in Africa. And we are all voting. Do you know the painful thing? The people we vote for, because they are not coming to sit there for life. They are coming for 4 years. So they have to do the thing quietly. So Mahama is not the best for us, people. We don't need Mahama. People of God, we don't need Ekufuado. We need Otumfuo. We need Yana. I don't know if you are hearing me. We need Gamanche. Hey, we should bring back the chieftaincy system. We should bring back the royalty system. This voting power by the thumb is not the hope for Africa.
Pastor Obed, always a blessing.